Yes, dames en heren, we gaan ons opmaken voor de play-off wedstrijden. Dus de 4 teams die als vierde waren geëindigd en nog het beste nummer 15 erbij. We gaan beginnen met de dames. We gaan ze wederom naar voren roepen. Een heel groot applaus. Ze komen uit Frankrijk. Ze zijn gebrand om op recht te zitten. Laat je horen voor Placet en Richard.
Well, hello there and welcome back to King of the Court. It's been an exciting first 2 days. These are the last sessions. It's playoff time. We've had the pool stages and the fourth place teams from those pools are welcome back out. Switzerland in Cagliari and Lutz. We've seen France make their comeback in Ricard and Placet. And April Ross is coming out with Emily Day. Yes, the April Ross come fourth in her pool with this short-term beach volleyballing relationship with Emily Day. And here's a team that we saw earlier. They mean business as well. It's the Van Driel sisters from the Netherlands. No surprises that everyone in the arena is backing them in. It's going to be an interesting evening because the rules have flipped. As we meet our final team.
That's who got the lucky loser right there. Katja
The
Stam.
lucky loser goes to Katja Stam and Lisa Schön, which is interesting because they believed, and I think we believe, we didn't quite see the best of them yesterday, so they could actually go and qualify out of this group easily. They've won 4 of 5 domestic stops this year. Stops that include Meppelink, Van Ursel, to name a couple, and sorry, Meppelink and Kaiser, and also Van Ursel also being Dutch as well, but they are the form team here.
And they had kind of the difficulty, let's say, of starting off. They were in the very first group, the very first action we saw in this tournament, and so they kind of didn't know what to expect, right? It's a different format than they're accustomed to, and so maybe there were a little bit of nerves. We heard that from them, so maybe the chance to see some more action, kind of take in their own experience and maybe apply it here will work to their advantage tonight. We'll have to see.
Absolutely. It was a tough night for April Ross and Emily Day yesterday. See how they shape up as we meet the teams. Placet and Ricard from France, Cagliari and Lutz. They're a new partnership together from Switzerland. Ross and Day in the center of your screen. April Ross is going in the playoff. Stam and Schön, we just spoke about. Van Driel also pack an offensive punch in this game. Don't forget, 5-minute rounds, so they're a third of the rounds that we've already seen, and instead of the loser being eliminated, it's the winner that goes through, and we hear from them very quickly. Quick fire, well, always expect the unexpected from the last few days.
Right, no time to dilly-dally, and one of the hallmarks of this competition is non-stop action, and we weren't kidding when we said non-stop tonight. Hardly a breath after that great group phase. 4 amazing rounds, and here we are, into playoff action already.
Underway, and imagine warming up for potentially just a 5-minute game. The Queen's End, and actually winning that card is huge in a 5-minute game. Huge. It really is, to get that draw for Ricard and Placet, and then to go out in this fashion, like 2 hammers. Switzerland have gone back. April Ross is now back to serve, and there's already pressure because there's no time, but luckily the 3 go through, 2 go out, so we have 3 rounds. Top team goes through.
So we've been talking all week long about how early on the service mistakes don't carry much penalty, but that's not exactly the case here when you only have 5 minutes.
Yeah, risk and reward
to score.
Definitely push and pull at the moment, but Placet and Ricard are off to a great start. Van Driel's looking to get down to the Queen's End jumbo, but doubling up on the angle because that's where the body line was facing. It's good from France. We've got to be happy with this because we've already played a minute. There's only 4 minutes left in this round. It's exciting stuff as there's another white. 4 side outs in a row. And you have to fancy France to take that first spot in the group stage tomorrow.
At the very least to make it through. They've got comfortable start here.
5 side outs in a row.
They've now been through everyone at least once and a couple teams twice.
But the scores do start again, so after this 5 minutes, we say goodbye to the team that wins who go through, and we go back to 0, so they might not find this level of rhythm. Again, 6 in quick succession. This is Tolle Vikler form from the last round of the men's. There you go, finally.
Luckily, that's going to negate what my next question was going to be, which is what would the organizers do if they ran a 5-minute streak? How do you call the tiebreak between 4 teams on 0? I guess they all 4 would move on.
All 4 go back to the start because winner goes through.
Okay. As I was getting that sentence out, I was understanding the rules. They were all forming in my head.
That's how we roll up here. Wrist away, short one. It's been a good day up here in the box. We're halfway through. 2 for Van Drie. And looking at April Ross and Emily Day, this is not the start that they would have wanted. Oh, high and wide. That one's still going.
Every now and then you kind of miss your contact point a little bit.
Often France back at the business end, back set. Riesischen is very good, moving the blocker. The blocker decides to break, but that's a lot of ground to cover, so it's difficult to get back on that back set.
Yeah, I love that play in transition too, when Schoen, I think is how they say it here, controls that ball so well. Oops.
Catcher Stam, who's enjoying herself. To have a right-sider at 6'2" plus, who's left-handed, is in volleyball or beach volleyball terms a luxury. 142, great dip. This is a big chance. Emily Day looking to get the USA down the far end and swing that.
Just a bit long. Yeah, they've had a tough time finding their rhythm all week here, haven't they?
It's been so close, but yet so far for Ross. Alex Kleiman, Ross's normal partner, taking in the off-season at the moment. Strange season, especially for the AVP, as you were saying yesterday, to have the AVP in 3 consecutive weeks and then have that rest period. It's sort of out of sorts and out of season for the American athletes now.
Right, and as we obviously are not participants in the European Championships, it's not as though we've been training towards a big tournament like a lot of the European teams have been.
Absolutely. This is all about France. We're paying a bit more attention to them because they have been outstanding. Remember, the top team is going through in this 5 minutes. 3 5-minute rounds. These 5 teams will shrink to 4. And it looks as if France, I mean, slightly outsiders, I would say, to come out and firing on this form. I didn't see it, but that's what King of the Court is about. Like, there's been so many little twists and turns that have been unexpected.
Yeah, and capitalizing on your opportunities is certainly a theme we've hit numerous times, and they're doing that here. I'm certain they're wondering where was this form earlier when we could have locked up a spot and not had to go through this extra playoff, but no doubt they'll be happy to come out with 8 points and secure their way through here.
8 points in 5 minutes, 8 side outs in 5 minutes is impressive. And for, let's say, and Richard, they go through as our first team. That was a big warm-up for 5 minutes of beach volleyball for France, but completely worth it when they side out like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You think of all the warm-up and the preparation and the emotions that go into a playoff where your back's against the wall, and then boom, 5 minutes, we did our job.
Well, these warm-ups
we can exhale.
They're not 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take something in, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes sometimes to warm up. Yeah. 5 minutes, but if they did a good job of warming up, then they're not here for very long.
I always thought when I was a player that you would be the richest man on earth if you could come up with some pill that you could swallow that just made your body warm and ready to play. And so you could forego the 45-minute routine that you have to go through to get ready to play. And in this case, to play for 5 minutes if you're the French duo.
If anyone does have that warm-up, it's going to be a great invention.
I'll even take it in serum form. It doesn't have to be a pill. Tincture, anything.
Just get me out of the dynamic stretches.
Just, yeah.
Get me out of the lunging. Well, we've got some highlights coming of an entertaining first 5 minutes of this ladies' playoff round. Well, the highlight round was almost as long as the competition
the
itself.
round itself, yeah. With all due respect to the French team, they wouldn't have been my pick to win that first round, but they came out, showed their grit, showed their fire, showed their fight, and really got the job done well right from the start.
They really feasted after the first 3 or 4 balls. Like, hey, we're here. Like, yeah, try and stop us.
Absolutely. In a game of taking advantage of your opportunities, they pulled the Queen's card. That gave them the first shot at it, and they really took that card and ran with it.
Brilliant edge, and no wonder they're smiling because they took full advantage of that Queen card. And we know how important that is. But now I'm interested to see who starts at the Queen's end, because again, it's a big moment for the sisters.
I think it goes in order of who scored the most the last round, as we see the Van Dries sisters starting on the Queen's side.
Down. We haven't seen much of April Ross and Emily Day yet, but Van Dries side out. Here we go again. Deja vu here in Utrecht.
It's deja vu all over again, they say, right?
2 in a row. Aggressive play.
Aggressive play, and they're just like the French team in the first round. They're taking advantage of being on that Queen side from the jump.
This serve from April Ross. Yeah, taking advantage of having the Queen side, and also just saying if we're going down fighting. More dance moves up here in the commentary box from Rich Lambourne, loving every moment of this. On the turn, Switzerland get a chance. 3 go through, so the winner of this round goes through. The winner of the next round to 5 minutes goes through as well. That's how it's playing out. It's reverse Queen of the Court today. That's a little smuggler to the line from Cagliari. It's a nice shot. And it's
just off the left hand, I think, of Katja Stam there.
Emily Day serving. Coming through, USA.
There we go.
Chance. Can you remember them going down in the first 5
There we go, ladies.
minutes?
I don't think they got to the Queen's side yet. This was their first trip.
Passing in system, chance for the USA to score.
Oh, wow, yeah, that was the right call. That was the right call. We've had some debates on some of those plays this week, but that was absolutely the right call.
Okay, this time passing off, trying to lump the ball on is April Ross. This time it is deemed as clean from Katja Stam, but opportunity number 2, playing right side this week, Emily Day. Big rallies this one. Day has a chase on. Fantastic recovery set to bring out the high knuckle of Ross. Stam, the left-hander, tries to southpaw her way on 2. Longest rally in 5-minute games. You only need 3 or 4 of those and it's time over.
That's right. That took about 45 seconds off the clock, just the one rally. And well won by the Americans.
We like those
And
plays.
again, great deep swings there from Emily Day on the right side, tucking it into the corner.
Eco-friendly volleyball, both teams recycling. That's what we like.
And there's point number 4 for the Americans. That starts to look like enough to get them the advancement. I don't want to early call it on them, but...
Okay, that's twice that April Ross has managed to get the ball on from pressurized areas. Emily Day is being helped out, and once the ball's on the net, she's super threat in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good offensive player, but kind of needs it in her hitting window there, right? And April Ross doing a great job at delivering those balls to that window. Another example there, kind of the run-through set.
Running through.
We call that the run-through bump juice, Louis.
The run-through bump juice. Every day is a school day next door to Rich Lambourne. But again, if you're going to leak your pass, it's better to leak it tight than off a little bit, because at least the game is in front of you a little bit more.
Certainly.
Vision is a little bit better at the net.
And certainly with 8 points here, the Americans will take this round as there's only 2-1 and 0 behind them on the board.
And credit where credit's due. They've had to be patient and they've remained calm. And the first round didn't go their way. We saw April Ross's face. She wasn't a happy bunny after that first phase of the game, but now she's just dictating the show as we get accustomed to with April Ross, and that patience has really been a bit of a virtue for them.
Right.
9 points. We only have one winner here. So that means it's going to a third and final round for Kaliuri and Lutz. The Van Dries sisters as well, Stam and Shun.
Which means without a doubt, the Dutch fans will be disappointed to see one of their teams go home.
Absolutely. Ball's going out wide. You see it so many times, that turn back angle from the wide ball. They need a few though. 40 seconds probably isn't enough to do enough damage. Another missed serve, but they've done their work, and April Ross is like, hey, we're done. They did their warm-up for 10 minutes of action.
Yeah.
Intense 10 minutes of action. Another wide ball, another turn back angle.
Well, you're happy to do that if it means more competition for you subsequent days.
Good hand setting into a good zone. Stam is taking a lot of area there. Pressure in the hands. Oh, it's back on one. Looks like it's going to be good for the USA. April Ross plants the ball over line, and they were impressive in that second round of this playoff group this evening.
Well done by the Americans there that round. Fought through a long rally to get over to the Queen's side, and then really took advantage of their time over there, putting up a 9 side-out streak. Second longest we've seen tonight.
Yeah, Torle Vikler went into double figures.
So the American team will advance, and we will get the final showdown between the 2 remaining Dutch teams and the Swiss pair of Kaliuri and Lutz.
France are through. The USA are through. Let's have a look at some highlights. Some round out for the USA. Socially distant, state-of-the-art arena, the first of its kind, bringing you intense sporting competition for the first time in a long time with a crowd. It's fantastic, this King of the Court, where now we are looking at our queens occupying the queen end. It's rapid-fire beach volleyball, 5-minute rounds, and we're down to 3 teams. 2 of these teams are going home. Only one can go through. Are we getting dramatic?
Don't stop believing, Louis. Don't stop believing, buddy.
It's been a tough couple of days.
It's been a tough couple of days.
Team.
All 3 of these remaining teams.
It's time to dig deep, Rich. To go to new levels to see who's going through. The dulcet tones of Rich Lampard. There it is.
I might have to wear tighter pants if I'm going to hit Steve Perry notes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you wear quite tight pants anyway. I don't want to see them get much tighter than they are already. We're underway. Only one team can go through. And it looks like Switzerland are going to have the first stab at going down the Queen's End. Absolutely. That's a huge play.
Great shot there from Lutz in transition.
Have you recovered from your singing now, Rich? Are you back into volleyball, mate?
I kind of blacked out there for a second. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. I just can't even, I wouldn't even wish it on the world for them to hear me sing. Have enough of hearing me talk, I guess. But you, sir, have a voice. On the right side, squeezing back the line, looking for a touch, maybe out of desperation more than actually realization. Caloria Lutz. Passing platform solid. The Van Dries, you know what, for me, I think they've got it in them. The way that they're passing at the moment is getting them into good zones to run their offense, and maybe that's going to be enough here. We haven't seen the Dutch champions of Stam and Shun really be authoritative yet, which is surprising because they've had such a great summer, winning 4 of those 5 Dutch Tour events.
Yeah.
They've got a 5-1 record against Kaiser Meppelink this year as well, domestically, which is pretty big time. Here's their chance, just when I say they haven't flourished yet. It's a free net, and it's almost a bit of a spat.
Opportunity lost certainly there. Just long. Well seen from Lutz.
Almost by there are only 3 teams now, so they can really go for their serves, and it's quick fire, so you're only off for a point, and then you're right back in again. Good performances earlier on from Barbara Hermanova, Marquis Slakova as well. We haven't really talked much about how good they were at the end of their round as Stam makes a side out. Now it's business. 1-1-1.
Yeah, under 3 minutes remaining now, yeah. So it's just a 3-minute round for the last spot.
Oh, trying to play round the big block of Stam.
Stam with a great move off the net, but just couldn't control it to a partner. Heads up, you're back in.
It's amazing how
fast
quickly
and furious,
this moves. But also, we've heard a lot from the players about focus and how they have to really switch on, stayed switched on. And we heard from Hendrik Mol quite openly and honestly about how difficult that was. Oh. The Sand Monster.
Yeah. Stam looking to be the monster, but she was over the net and into the net, unfortunately, I think there.
Where is that Sand Monster? Show angle, pat line over the top.
2 minutes remaining.
I love the voice of John Stube over the loudspeaker. 2 minutes. Hey. Kind of ominous, reminding you that the clock is ticking.
Famous beach volleyballing father.
Yeah, we saw his youngest daughter earlier putting on a fine performance.
How good were they?
They were great.
130. Looks like Switzerland are gonna nick this last spot. 129. Every side out, every point matters. That's the beauty of King of the Court. We are looking at our queens, and there's only 1 more space in the group stages. And look who comes back, the Van Dries sisters with a side out. That's clutch, hammer time at the depth.
Yeah, looking to spare the Dutch fans from double heartbreak.
Could be double heartbreak. 2 in a row. Surely Marisa and Katja, there's not many chances left. They find themselves 2 back. They're going to have another chance to get down. Highlight. 3 straight side outs. This game just keeps spinning around.
Go ahead, girl.
That's an absolutely huge serve. What a set, but
goodness.
Also big blocking. Hold on tight wherever you're watching from.
Well, now the Van Dries sisters are the biggest fans of, oh my goodness, what a serve right on the line. I was just about to say, the Dutchies rooting for the Dutchies, but this is huge here.
You are not allowed in this game at the moment unless you rip your serves. That's a little bit more tentative though from the Van Dries, and they've been punished for that. A little bit softer off the serve. Switzerland in rhythm, and it's pulled them away with 20 left. We've got a tied lead at 4s. Switzerland going well again. Not a bad pass, they're in a good place. Shun has a chance to convert. Then we're tied, then it's interesting. This game gets no closer than this right here. Look at the faces on the side. April Ross thinks she's seen it all in beach volleyball. Well, she hasn't. This is something brand new. Away from the body, this is
Yahtzee, no, big stuff.
Stam.
The question becomes, what is the tiebreaker here? Is it longest streak?
Usually it's been longest streak. I would say Game of Volleys, 1 point.
Game of Volleys, 1 point.
1 point Volleys, digging game. That'd be a great way to seal it. Maybe unfair in some ways, but it would be good.
Longest stay on the queen side.
Ja, so gaat er ook heel erg blijven worden, dames en heren. De resistance van Rio gaat door naar de
To the Netherlands, is that correct?
I believe it does, yeah.
That's correct. They had a run of 3, didn't they?
They did, because they went from 1 to 4, right? That got them in the lead, and then Switzerland got to 4 with just a 1-pointer. So congratulations to the Van Dries sisters, but I mean, a little bit of heartbreak for Switzerland there, yeah.
I mean, it's funny what you learn through this. We say, like, hang in there, stay in the game, but in this one, being down there for long periods of time does aid you in the long run if you can get there.
Right.
Well, for the Van Dries, they have done great work. It's heartbreak for Switzerland, but they also took it so close. They've lost by the narrowest of margins, and no wonder they're disappointed.
Yeah, disappointment certainly, but they put on a good fight, as did all the teams, and I mean, that action was fast and furious right there. I mean, if I had any hair, it would be on fire right now, Louis.
You've got more gold medals than you have hair, Rich, which is a great thing.
I guess if you had to choose one or the other, it would be nice to have both.
Not many people have that, have that option either.
Yeah.
There's only a rare breed.
Eventually, only one of those sticks around, right? Looks like maybe we hear from everybody at this point down there.
Yeah, I think we hear from our 3 qualifiers. And it seems like such a long time ago that Ricard and Placette won their round, but we're going to go down and hear from our winners. Fantastic performance.
Amy, Maxime, you're still in.
Yeah, so happy. Yeah.
I can imagine. And then you have to wait for the result. What's going on in your head?
Well, it was such a small amount of time, so we had to do it really quick, and we fought very hard. So the first 2 rounds became second. I was like, oh no! But then I'm so happy that we pulled it off in the 3rd round.
I can imagine. Okay, just like this round, we're doing the interviews in super turbo time, so you can leave the mic. April, Emily. Girls, 5 minutes of fame. You made it.
Oh my gosh, it was so crazy. That's the fastest set of anything I've ever played, and there's so much pressure and the lights and everyone cheering. We're just so glad to get through.
I can imagine. Come back from the round. We'll see you tomorrow again. Thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Good. Thanks, girls.
Thanks, everyone.
And last but not least, congrats, girls.
Thanks.
How are your 5 minutes of crazy times on the court?
You can repeat, please?
How was the time? You had 5 minutes, it had to happen. What did you do?
Yes, it was amazing. We go inside without reflection, and we decide to kill, and we try to do it, and we succeed. So that's cool.
Kill modus. Congrats,
Thank
and see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Well, some interesting interviews there, Rich Lambourne. April Ross's for me was interesting. Olympic silver medalist, Olympic bronze medalist, saying that's the craziest set of volleyball I've ever played.
Yeah, just I'm thinking that it was so fast. I really loved the French take on their victory. We decided to go in and kill it, and we did it. Well stated, well stated.
It's always nice when somebody backs it up, right?
Right, absolutely.
So well. Well, that's the women's over and done with for the day, and they have been incredible. The athleticism that we've seen, the way they've taken to this game, high-level competition at fast pace. King of the Court is bringing us the best in the world in a safe environment, socially distant boxes, and it's another power ballad for Rich Lambourne.
I'll get to you when I recognize this one.
Oké, dames en heren, het allerlaatste laatste spektakel voor vanavond in ieder geval. Vierde, misschien de beste nummer 5 strijden om 3 plekken in de groepsfase. En dan gaan ze naar voren roepen. We beginnen met het team vanuit Frankrijk. Zij spelen in het blauw. Jarenlang World Tour ervaring. Laat je horen, Utrecht voor
and Gutierrez from France are the first team out. A big team at the net, a fast team, but they're going to need to be quick out the blocks. We can see the red jerseys and we know what that